A study by BJU International in 2014 told us that the average joystick size is 13.1 centimeters. If only 55% of men are satisfied with their joystick size, what do women think? Does size influence pleasure on both sides? Figures, size, pleasure, and intimacy. Talk about it with a sexologist for sexual fulfillment. What is the average size of a penis? According to the 2014 BJU International study, joystick size varies from country to country. In the US, for example, the average length varies between 5.1 inches and 5.5 inches. In addition, a study conducted by the condom brand Durex shows that 90% of joysticks vary in size by less than 3 centimeters from the average. Moreover, several sexologists confirm this. Most men have a completely normal member size, and most men who consult for their member size have a normal one. Indeed, men often have a poor knowledge of numbers or have measured their member incorrectly. Other men have complexes, as one can have complexes about any part of his body. What is the average penis size in the world? According to the results of a study conducted by British doctors and published on BJU International, a journal specializing in urology, the average size of an erect penis is 5.35 inches. At rest, it is 3.60 inches. As for its circumference, it is 1.44 inches on average at rest and 4.59 inches when rigged. To carry out this survey, the doctors based themselves on 20 other studies involving more than 15,500 men whose members had been measured according to the standardized procedure by health professionals. Beware, a known but dangerous practice exists to supposedly enlarge the penis, jelqing. This technique is unfounded and consists of enlarging the penis by pressure. How to measure your penis? In order to measure your member correctly, we advise you to use a tape measure. This allows you to take into account any curvature of your member. It is important to measure your member from the base, at the pubic bone, and from above to get the correct dimension. By measuring from below, you risk including the perineum. So measure from the pubic bone to the tip of the glans. You now know the size of your member, so use it wisely. Length of the erect penis and its girth. Knowing your member size is not only useful to compare yourself to the average, but also to choose the best condom. For this reason, size is not the only dimension you can collect. Also take into account their circumference. For the more curious, you can also measure the size of your penis in a flaccid state at rest. In summary, to measure the size of your member, measure the size at rest, the size when rigged, from the pubic bone to the tip of the member, and the circumference by wrapping the tape measure around your member. What is micropenis? Just because your joystick is below average does not mean you have what we can call a micro-manhood. Micro-manhood can be detected as soon as a baby is born. If the sex is no longer than 0.74 inches, and if this small size is not associated with any malformation of the member. It should also be noted that the appearance of a micro-manhood is often linked to a hormonal problem. If the parents do not consult a specialist to prescribe a suitable treatment for their son, this problem may persist into adulthood, and the man will have a penis that is no longer than 3.14 inches when rigged. It is important to note that size does not affect the bedroom performance of one's manhood. Size will not affect fertility or male pleasure during lovemaking. With a small manhood, a man can have a normal love life. He can also exploit other pleasures such as cunnilingus for his partner or even exploiting the honey spot at home. What do women think about penis size? Studies have shown that the issue of satisfaction with member size is not perceived in the same way by men and their partners. Indeed, according to research published in 2007 in the British Journal of Urology, 45% of men are convinced that they have a small member. 55% are satisfied with their penis size. In contrast, 85% of women were satisfied with the size of their partner's member. so men are often wrong to have complexes. In addition, fingering or giving head can give pleasure to your partner and often lead to orgasm more easily than penetration. Talk to your partner about what he or she wants, and be receptive to the way he or she reaches orgasm. Sex is about connection more than technique and size, so there is no ideal size of sex as long as it meets everyone's pleasure. What is the ideal size and shape of the penis? The size and shape of the member are not essential factors for intimacy. Many men are preoccupied with this parameter and forget that lovemaking is a moment of sharing. In addition, many intimate acts provide pleasure without necessarily requiring penetration. The key is to connect with your partner.